everyone, welcome to Apache News. Today we got some interesting stories to present.
Such as another COVID-19 update, how people are stepping up during these struggling times,
movies that have been delayed, and sports. Quinn, how have you been doing?
I gotta tell you, I'm excited. APN made history this week by streaming our very first esports tournament, and I got to be a part of it.
That is so cool, and it's amazing that we're continuing to stay connected with our fellow Apaches through various activities. Anyways, I'm Tharun.
And I'm Quinn. Welcome to show
34.
As scientists and health officials search for a vaccine, this virus still continues to spread across the world with no signs of slowing down. Here's Aaron to discuss the updates of how this pandemic is affecting our lives.
Since President Trump's declaration of a state of emergency in the United States, a total of 85,991 cases and 1,296 deaths have been reported nationwide. The virus has now spread to at least 140 countries around the globe, causing many world leaders to take action in fighting this pandemic.
But right now, in the midst of this great national trial, Americans must remain united in purpose and focused on victory. To every single American, please know that the sacrifice you're making at this time is saving lives.
On March 19, California Governor Gavin Newsom issued a statewide mandatory stay-at-home order for its almost 40 million residents, except when they need to perform essential activities to protect their health and well-being. All non-essential businesses were also told to close down, with only essential businesses such as grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations, banks, laundry services, and government programs staying open. These measures not only prevent people from spreading the virus, but also flattens the curve to ensure that hospitals will not run out of medical workers and supplies to treat the infected patients. Not only are states working to minimize the spread of the COVID-19, cities are also taking measures of their own. Restaurants throughout the city of Arcadia were required to close their public dining areas to customers and may only offer food delivery services and pick up for takeout dining. Residents are still allowed to walk, run, hike, or bike in their local neighborhoods as long as they make sure to practice social distancing. Unfortunately, public spaces such as gyms, playgrounds, tennis courts, golf courses, soccer fields, Santa Anita Mall, and many more locations are closed in and around Arcadia. Furthermore, Arcadia announced last week that the City Hall will be closed to the public until further notice, and any questions, concerns, or requests should be made via phone, email, or online. More than 98% of the California schools are now closed, leaving more than 6 million students at home and not attending classes.
I was in a teleconference with our county superintendent, Deborah Duardo, at 10 o'clock that morning and received the guidance that all schools in Los Angeles County should close down immediately. I wanted you to know how heavy that was weighing on my heart for some of the events that were being canceled. An example is the Arcadia Track Invitational and Newsies, our show, musical.
You're in a very unique position. You know, we're all in it together, that we're following guidelines given to us for our own health and safety, whether or not we like them. And this is a time where what I'm doing to look out for my health and safety impacts your health and safety.
To minimize student and familial stress at homes, Arcadia students will not be graded for assignments provided by teachers during this time of absence. Any assignments are intended purely to supply learning and enrichment opportunities for students.
I definitely agree with the precautionary measures of the school district and the state. While I'm a little bummed out by the cessation of school activities, especially as a senior, I'm looking forward to prom and graduation, but I really appreciate the alone time, just trying to make the best of it and, an opportunity to learn things by myself.
While Arcadia High School plans to resume school on May 5th, students should remain productive at home. In the meantime, this has been Aaron. See you guys next time, Apaches.
If you want to stay updated with future decisions and information on this pandemic in Arcadia, then you should check out the AUSD website at ausd.net/apps/pages/flu season.
During this time, no one is excluded from the stress of dealing with this altered lifestyle. Our medical workers worldwide have been pushing through the chaos to provide proper and quality care for our patients. Here's Lulan with more on the story.
Since the coronavirus outbreak in America, hospitals have experienced a flood of patients who either have contracted the virus or have concerns about their health status and wish to be tested. This virus has created stress upon hospitals statewide, forcing many of them to maximize their capacity to the fullest ability for critical patients. Not only are they experiencing extreme busyness and high demand, but the lack of medical supplies leaves many medical workers concerned for their own safety and protection.
Being in the hospital for all these years, I can safely say that the environment right now is very different than it's ever been in the past. There's a mixture of anxiety and fear. Every time we enter a room where there's a potential diagnosis of coronavirus, we wear masks, we wear goggles, we wear gowns, and we wear gloves. Unfortunately, our supplies are running low, so we're reusing what we can to the best of our abilities, but hoping that more supplies come in.
Many hospitals are working on ways to ration and conserve medical supplies in fear of running out, and this has become a widespread policy across the country. Additionally, with the immense increase of coronavirus testing demands, the pace of testing in California unfortunately remains slow due to the lack of testing resources. Medical workers are overwhelmed by the serious pandemic, not to mention at risk. Some hospitals have even dedicated their facilities to only treating patients suffering from the virus.
The work environment has definitely changed. And at this point, it's just a very fast-moving and chaotic. But fortunately, during these times, the teams are incredible. We've got brilliant people that are coming together and very collaborative. And everybody's helping one another to make sure that we can provide the best care and actually get the best systems in place so that we can take care of our patients.
Among many other hospitals in California, Methodist Hospital here in Arcadia is suffering severe shortages of not only medical supplies, but blood, and you're encouraged to donate. If interested, pause the screen for more information on how you can help. Additionally, Methodist Hospital, amongst many other hospitals, has implemented stricter rules in terms of visitation and treatment. Methodist Hospital does post local updates on their website if you're interested in learning more. The vulnerability of concerned medical workers has been made public, and it's clear the value of these medical supplies is heightened in this time of urgency. This pandemic is nowhere near slowing down, and our medical workers are to thank for treating patients at this critical time. Remember to do your part in this pandemic and socially distance yourself from others. Donations are highly appreciated at this time if you are willing and able. Stay home and stay safe. This has been Lulan. Back to you guys.
If you want to stay connected to students and staff, then you should participate in ASB's Virtual Spirit Week. There will be dress-up themes and fun activities throughout the entire week next week, and one activity is to make a poster with everyone's favorite books, movies, and TV shows. If you have the time and would like to participate, then fill out this Google form.
There are many organizations in Arcadia High School, but none of them rock a red blazer like that of SMW. Despite the time away from school, senior men and women are still recruiting for next year. To join, please enroll to their Google Classroom page using the code by March 30th. This will allow you access to updates and information.
Oh, nah, bro. I was looking forward to No Time to Die. This sucks.
Yeah, man, but you have to be happy with what you have. What have you been watching?
Well, I'm almost done with The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Bro, we totally gotta watch it. Let's watch the first season while we go on a break.
During break, the most productive thing I've done is wake up at 6 a.m. to go outside and play Pokemon Go.
I've just been watching 2 seasons of House MD.
The most productive task I've done is exercising, like going outside, running around my block, or even playing tennis with my friends at Coach.
The most productive thing I've done this week is studying for my permit test.
Over this break, the most productive thing I've done is use Duolingo and Khan Academy.
The most productive thing I've done this week is clean my room.
The most productive thing I've probably done during break is clean around the house and get some chores done.
The most productive thing I've been doing over break was probably having online meetings with SMW regarding 2021 and how we're going to actually conduct.
The most productive things I've been doing this past week are going out for a run every day, doing my track and field workouts, and cooking for my family every day.
In the intro class, they learn the basics of sports medicine, so they go through fitness and nutrition, and some of the cool things they do in that class would be things like taping, and they deal with emergency injuries on the field, so things like splinting for fractures and slings and things like this. And in the year-long class, they do more in-depth work like that, so they do taping again, but they do CPR certifications. They get to go to annual sports medicine competitions where they compete for, speed of taping of wrists and ankles and dealing with like spine boarding incidents of people with head and spinal injuries and anatomy tests and all this kind of stuff. So, but we teach similar stuff in both classes, but it's more in depth and detailed in the medical and therapeutic principles class. So if they have an interest in nursing or any healthcare or pre-med, or I have a lot of students that want to do physical therapy, or I have a few students that want to become an athletic trainer like I am, then I would encourage them to take the class, to be honest, because we do a ton of anatomy in the class. I've had so many students say when they go in the pre-med classes, they were so grateful that they took our class because it kind of prepped them for that.
So the most rewarding part of taking this course is, one, getting hands-on experience on and off the field, and then as for off the field, it's in the classrooms when we're learning like through lecture, and then it's getting to learn about like the human body, physiology, everything, and how it functions. And then the last one would definitely be learning how to deal with emergency medical care procedures.
To anyone interested in pursuing journalism, graphic design, or photography, it's not too late because the deadline to apply for Apache Powwow has been extended to today at 11:59 p.m. The application can be found on the Google Classroom and you can access it by using this code, but you have to hurry.
It's been a couple of months since the start of this virus, and its impact hasn't been slowing down whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The Olympics have been a big concern in the midst of this pandemic. But not all fun and joy has been lost in sports. The NFL offseason and free agency has been absolutely crazy this year with so many trades and signings.
Absolutely, it's been a wild ride in the sports world. But here's Harrison with an update on the 2020 Summer Olympics, and here's Kamal with what's been going on in the NFL.
On Monday, Japan and the International Olympic Committee announced it would delay the Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympics until 2021. The last time the Olympic Games were moved, try both world wars. It's been over 70 years since we've seen something like this. International Olympic Committee member Dick Pound stated the IOC has decided to postpone the Games and that the parameters going forward have not been determined, but the Games are not going to start on July 24th, with the details to be worked out in the next 4 weeks. Before this decision was made, Canada and Australia had already determined to pull out of the Olympic and Paralympic Games for safety precautions.
It's definitely a little bit disappointing for them. A few years ago when I was part of that whole process, it was a pretty cool tournament, kind of spread out throughout the US, and you kind of traveled to a different city to play each time.
Pound emphasized that the IOC has ruled out canceling the Games, a stance that was reiterated by key Japanese officials, including the Prime Minister.
Just training for this apex of athleticism has been put on hold, and there's a huge sentiment that that's not fair to the athletes.
There's a few of the younger guys that are actually with the full team, with myself too, that I think would have done really well at that tournament, and I think it would have kind of brought their careers to different heights. So it's definitely disappointing, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Though these following decisions may not come as a surprise to us, there's no doubt the athletes who have trained for numerous years waiting for their shot will be feeling disappointed, hoping they get another chance. Because of the amount of participants the Olympics bring in, this cancellation will surely be in the history books. We can only hope to get back to watching and playing our favorite pastimes. Now, on a lighter note, even with the outbreak of COVID-19, the NFL offseason hasn't missed a beat. Let's go on over to Kamal to figure out what's been going on.
I can't choose what's worse, Todd Gurley in a Falcons uniform, Corey Littleton playing for the Raiders, or this atrocious Rams logo. Actually, it's definitely the logo.
But the Rams aren't the only losers in this offseason. The Texans might have pulled one of the worst trades in history by dealing away future Hall of Famer DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals for David Johnson and 2 picks. But it doesn't stop there. The Jaguars basically gave away Pro Bowl defensive end Calais Campbell for a 5th round pick, alongside trading away star cornerback AJ Boye for only a 4th rounder. On the flip side, Arizona traded away their worst contract in David Johnson, while also acquiring a great receiver to pair with future star Kyler Murray. Buffalo added some key defensive pieces such as Vernon Butler to the already stellar defense, while also acquiring star receiver Stephon Diggs. That's all cool, but by far the biggest move has been Tom Brady to Tampa Bay. It's not every day you see all-time greats leaving their teams towards the end of their careers. Oh wait, never mind. Some notable signings have been Emmanuel Sanders to the Saints, adding another weapon for Drew Brees. Ndamukong Suh, Shaquille Barrett, and Jason Pierre-Paul have re-signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Teddy Bridgewater is now on the Carolina Panthers as the organization decides to part ways with former MVP Cam Newton. And last but not least, Darius Slay is now on the Philadelphia Eagles. Absolutely crazy to say the least, but there are many free agents still left, such as Jameis Winston, Jadeveon Clowney, Cam Newton, and some sleepers that could change any team they go on.
I can't wait to see how this next season will pan out, as it will hopefully start in September. In other news, APN is hosting a League of Legends esports tournament that includes the best players in Arcadia High. If you missed the last two streams, they're up on our YouTube channel and website, but don't worry, you can tune in for live coverage of the quarterfinals today, the semifinals tomorrow, and the finals on Sunday. But for now, this has been Harrison and Kamal reporting for Apache Sports.
Man, it's great that we were able to pull off another show while on quarantine.
Yeah, it's actually crazy how much attention we got during our quarantine week 1 show.
And we couldn't have done it with the support of you guys.
Thank you so much for watching while we were on a break. It really means a lot.
Make sure to follow all our social media platforms to stay updated with future shows, events, and more.
Be sure to check out our League Championship quarterfinals today starting at 3 on our YouTube page. And you definitely don't want to miss the finals on Sunday.
This has been Tharun.
And this has been Quinn. Wash your hands, Apaches.